and its director is Professor Graham Hugo. He joins us now from Adelaide. Good morning, thanks for your time. Now, we've known for a while that there's an ageing workforce and that the baby boomers dominate Australia's workforce. Is it too late to put in place policies that can address some of the problems that raises?
Good morning. Certainly not. I think that it is very important to realise that 42% of our workforce currently are baby boomers, and policies which relate to ensuring that they stay in the workforce as long as possible and are as productive as possible, I think are certainly there's plenty of time to put in place those sorts of actions, and the government is already starting to move in that area. We're hoping that our centre will be able to contribute to the understanding of these sorts of issues and make suggestions about the sorts of interventions that are needed.
How can it do that? And do baby boomers in fact want to stay in the workforce longer? We've seen a lot of them stay in the workforce and not take up retirement because their superannuation funds have been hit by the global financial turmoil.
Yeah, I think one of the things is that we really don't know too much about what the baby boomers' intentions, attitudes and preferences actually are. Of course, there's an enormous amount of heterogeneity among them. One of our aims is to really do some robust research which actually provides some indications which could form the basis for policies that are going to work. I think it's a bit simplistic to suggest that because we're living longer, we can work longer. There are an enormous number of health issues, of industrial relations issues, employer attitudes, worker attitudes, questions. All of these things are going to be necessary to be addressed in this quite complex area.
And Kevin Rudd was the champion of a big Australia. Is that an area that Australia should still be focused on?
I think we're at a bit of a crossroads in Australia at the moment. On the one hand, the ageing population, the demand for workers in some sectors of our economy are putting some pressure on the need to increase population. But on the other hand, we've got very definite environmental constraints on population growth, and they're going to be exacerbated by climate change. I believe we need a strong population policy which combines both of those areas. We need sustainable and limited population growth, and the only way to achieve that, I think, is to have evidence-based policy.
Well, and what effect is climate change having on particularly regional populations?
Well, certainly the changes in rainfall so far have been the most significant impacts of climate change, and these are likely to get worse over time, with overall long rainfall decline in the southeastern part of the continent. But there's no reason why, with good policy, we can't adjust to those changes. They won't require massive redistributions of population, but I think we do have to understand what the full implications of climate change are going to be, not just on the economy, but on the communities which are particularly in rural areas.
Graham Hugo, thank you very much for your time this morning.